Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our MBA Coffee Chat Channel. I'm Dee, and today I'm very excited to be chatting with Tai Samuels. Tai is going to share a bit about her journey through the MBA program at UCLA Anderson.
All right. So, hi, everyone. Nice to meet you again. As Dee mentioned, my name is Tai Samuels, and obviously, class of 26. And I guess background wise, I don't know, should I introduce myself now about with everything, or should I just, we just no, no, no.
Yeah, it's simple. Just maybe
Okay.
introduce yourself a bit about
Okay.
your background before joining the MBA program, like your personal life, your
Yeah.
career, yeah, anything.
Yeah, sure. So I am a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse practitioner now for almost 15 years. I've been a registered nurse now for 23 years. Um, I actually did my nurse practitioner program at UCLA, graduated in 2010. I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom basically the entire time. Interestingly enough, when I became a nurse, before I went to nursing school, I have to give you that background first.
Uh-huh.
I actually was a I was a computer science major, and it was before Y2K, so I have to preface that because everyone was like, the computers are going to shut down in 2000. They can't process this. And so I never liked computers, to be honest with you. So it was something my dad was like, you should go do, computer science. And so I started, and I really hated it. I always loved healthcare. And long story short, I ended up switching my major to nursing. I found out I was pregnant when I was 20. Decided I was just gonna, do what I wanted to do because I was having a baby and, I wanted to be happy. So I said, I'm gonna follow my heart and my passion. And so I went to nursing school. I actually had my daughter 2 weeks before I started the nursing program. And so I literally went through nursing school with a newborn. And interestingly enough, my parents, they told me like, I couldn't live at home. They said that basically, you're an adult, we'll pay for an apartment for you as long as you're in school. And so that's what they did. So after I had my baby, they literally dropped me off at home and were like, okay, we'll see you later. So I
It's
literally, I
still
mean,
very nice.
yeah, it was very
Yeah,
nice. At
right.
least they paid for me to have a
Yeah.
place to live, right? Because I mean, that would have been bad at 20 with no job or
Mhm.
education. And so they paid for that, and I went through nursing school. Actually didn't even have anything. I didn't even have a bed. And one of my nursing classmates, when she found out I just had a baby, she was like, "Oh, my daughter just grew out of her crib. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I do." So,
That's
anyways, long story
challenging.
short. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
My parents, like I said, they were supportive because they did watch her for me when I went to school and everything. But that was part of my journey. Like I went through nursing school, finished, and started working as a nurse. And as I started working as a nurse, I realized I worked in a lot of different areas. I worked doing acute care, which is like in a regular hospital. I did a lot of home health. I always worked a lot of jobs. I did hospice, and I realized I wanted to do something a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more independence over my practice, and so that's why I decided to become a nurse practitioner.
Uh-huh.
So as a nurse practitioner, I mean, you pretty much function like a physician, right? You write prescriptions and everything. I see patients in the office. And I kind of started getting more curious about like the business of healthcare because I just quite didn't understand how this whole thing worked. How our businesses, I mean, I know we're billing insurances, but I wanted to know a little bit more. And so I started asking a lot of questions. And because I had a big mouth, they were like, oh, so you want to learn about this? Well, we're going to have you do some operations. So I started doing that, and I started liking that kind of operations
Yep.
management, leadership stuff. So, um, believe it or not, that's essentially why I decided to go on and
Uh-huh.
have an MBA because I felt like I did need some more skills. I needed some more information. I think I had kind of capped out on how much I can learn just based on my experience in
Yeah.
healthcare. So that was part of the reason why I decided to do the MBA program.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to hear that you learned computer science before. I can't imagine.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, don't ask me
like
about that
totally
though. I don't
different.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the computer science and the nurse practitioner is totally different word.
Oh yeah, no, it was completely different. I mean, I did learn a little C++, and
Mhm.
I haven't done anything like that. I mean, in over 20 years, so I know so much has changed. I wasn't interested in it then, and I'm really still not.
Yeah, well, I still remember the coding class we had last quarter from
Yes.
Professor Long. Yeah, that was pretty cool because I really had no experience coding until that was my first class about the coding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it brought back memories I didn't want, but it was but it was a fun class. She was a good teacher
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's one thing I can say. She kept it fresh. She kept the
Yeah.
class fun.
It sounds like your personality is more like curiosity. You want to learn new things, right?
Yes, I do. I
So
do.
yeah. So you want to be an entrepreneur like in the future? So that's
Yeah,
something.
maybe,
Mm,
because of my my family dynamic, I'm the sole breadwinner for my family
mhm,
and I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So, I mean, that is something that I would like to do. That's part of the reason why I actually came to this program because I needed some more well,
uh-huh.
I needed someone who knew computers better than me to help
Yeah.
me with my product that I was trying to my business I was trying to create. So that was one of the reasons why I came here. But again, there's so many skills that I'm learning from the MBA program itself that, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I'm still open, obviously, to developing a business and being an entrepreneur. But at the same time, I have to also keep in mind that I have a family to support. So I don't have the freedom or flexibility to say, hey, I'm going to
Mhm.
just jump in and start, a business because I have to support my family. So.
I agree. Yeah, because I was thinking about the capstone right now, and I feel like it's tough to choose. We have three, so it's really not easy decision to choose one of them.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, they all are interesting. I mean, the only thing it's like with the consulting project, because all of my background has been in healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
I would be open to that portion of the project if it was, a healthcare related
Yeah.
business, but if it wasn't, I would feel a little shortchanged because I'm like, that's where I'm going to be working. So,
But you have the soft skills, so either way you
yeah,
can still apply.
that's true. That is
Yeah.
true. That is a
Hmm.
good point, Dee.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay. So I know that I actually really like our cohort, but unfortunately we're separate to three sections. So
hmm
we can really talk to each other that often. And but based on your current experience, how do you feel about the dynamic of the cohort so far?
You know, I feel I feel good. I mean, I think even
Mm,
though we're in three separate
yeah.
sections, the fact that we have like the chat going, it allows us to interact. Not necessarily on a personal level, but at least to, hear that everyone has the same questions,
Hmm.
concerns, likes, and then when people bring up things, it's helpful in the process of the program itself, So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the dynamic, I mean, they have to divide it because obviously we all couldn't be on campus at the same time, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. But no, I think it's working out well. Initially, when I had applied for the program,
Hmm.
I had applied for the hybrid program, believe it or not. And so I knew I couldn't be fully, doing it fully remotely. I mean, that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of do on campus and off campus. And I'm actually happy that I am always on campus because I've realized that when it's like when we had that remote weekend with the fires, I was
Yes.
literally not concentrating at all. So
Same.
it's been
Agree.
bad.
And we'll focus on the chats, right?
Yes. So I was like, I'm glad I chose in person instead of the monthly because it would have been disastrous.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Yeah, I honestly, I live a little bit far, but not too far, but I still want to come to campus because feel it, I mean, the environment is different. Like when I go into the campus, I feel I'm a student again. I'm away
yes,
from my
exactly.
personal life, feel
Exactly.
refreshed.
Exactly, exactly. And it's fun to, meet other people. And, one of the reasons I mean, because I was debating for a while, like, oh, am I going to do an
Mhm.
MBA or am I going to do an MHA? And I'm like, oh, well, the
Yeah.
MHA, everyone is in healthcare for the most part. And I wanted the diversity. And so, meeting people with such different professional backgrounds and just learning from them has been really,
Mhm.
really exciting for me. So.
Yeah. Have you ever like joined any like association or clubs already?
I did. I did join the Entrepreneurs Association
Mhm.
and I went to one kind of mixer event that they had.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know, to be honest with you, if it's benefiting me the way I was hoping it would, to be honest. And I felt like it's important for me to be honest. And it's not a matter of the fact that they're not doing anything. It's really just more of a time component for me, right?
Okay.
Because sometimes I'll have things that are happening during hours that I just can't participate. And so I would say like that's probably one limitation that I didn't really anticipate would be as limiting as it is really just the time because I think, oh, okay, I'm going to have every other weekend to do, class. But
Yeah.
there's so many things that are happening during the week that I would wish I had more time to do.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest, I would say, limitation is I underestimated how much time that I would need for the networking component. for the program. So,
I have the same feeling. Like for this quarter, especially this quarter is pretty intensive, and I feel I'm lucky. I don't need to work so far because I'm in the gap to a new
Mhm.
job, and otherwise I don't know how I can handle this.
I know, I
So
know.
much
I mean,
work.
it's quite a bit. I mean, I'm luckily I'm a night owl, and so
Oh,
I can
yeah,
stay up kind of late and do work.
yeah.
But if I have a really busy clinic day, because I do see patients still, then by the time I get home, I'm literally exhausted. I'm like, I can't think anymore, you know? So thinking about like trying to network or going to a happy hour, or going to something
Hmm.
else like after. I mean, it would be impossible. I can go home and do some homework a little bit, but I could definitely not, because I'm more introverted. So
Yeah.
that is a little bit of extra energy that I don't have sometimes.
I agree. I totally agree. Okay, so to the end, like if you could share one piece of advice to the future MBA student, what would be?
Just pretty much what I said is don't underestimate the time that it takes to really be successful in the program. And success, I'm not defining it as like good grades, I'm defining it as
Mhm.
overall experience. So, being able to participate in all of the, amazing conferences and things that they have on campus or even virtually. And then even the work component, I think, having to balance that, especially if you have kids, if you have a really active social life, a lot of that stuff sometimes will have to be put on the back burner for the success of, in the program itself. So that's one piece of advice is don't underestimate it. It's doable for sure.
Mhm.
But can't underestimate the time it takes to participate actively.
Yeah, 100% agree. Because when I told my friends I applied the EMBA program, they thought I'm just go to the school to social. And I said, no, I have homework. I have a lot of activity
Yes.
to do, not just social. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, look what you're doing right here. You're interviewing all of us and,
Thank you.
but that's a lot of effort and, I appreciate it because I think it'll definitely help people in the future and
Mm,
it'll probably be a good marketing tool for the school too. And I mean, and this is look what you're doing.
thank you. We really just want to like let all the 150 people like know each other better. So going back when you forget about something, grab this video out and then watch it.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely,
Well, yeah.
definitely.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with me today.
No
Yeah.
problem, Dee. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
I'm pretty
reaching
sure,
out
like,
to
I'm
me.
sure the classmates and future students would definitely find your insights very valuable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, hopefully you have a good night. Get some more work done,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you. We
You're
need to go back
welcome.
to do the homework.
Yes, exactly. But
Yeah,
take
cool.
care.